to make it wet. Say hot tub, rubber dub in the hot tub, rubber dub with me. Stuck in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really made me sweat.
Yeah.
Stuck in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really made me wet.
Yeah.
We almost didn't get on the air there.
I know it. Good morning, Jimmy.
Morning.
Wildcat. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
Harley
Doing
Davidson
absolutely
himself. Jason Kovaleski's on his way. He'll be here shortly.
We'll find him.
Kyle Vandergriff will be here later, 8:30 to about 9 o'clock. We got Jeff Patton on at 7:15. Everything's going on at Bozeman High School, Bozeman baseball, and Jeff Spiegel. Everything we need to know about what's going on in the great state of Alabama. All right, I got to get this in. Jim, I want you to listen to this story. Wildcat, I need you to listen. I want you to listen to me.
Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy.
Listen to me. Put that phone down. Listen, this is big.
Wait a minute.
This is big.
It was one of my many fans. So
This was big.
Take that call.
This is big. 4-year-old boy in Blount County, Alabama, goes to the hospital. They didn't call the ambulance. They bring him there. They tell the parents, I guess their parents, they say he accidentally shot himself. 4 years old, okay, in the leg. No one had called the authorities, so what do they do at the hospital? They call the authorities. They come. They do an investigation. They go to the, if you want to call it the house, you go there. They find snakes. They find not an alligator. They find a crocodile.
But crocodiles are illegal to possess.
Thank you. Okay, this is in Blount County. The man was 39 years old. The female was 27, okay?
Where's Blount County for those who don't?
I think, isn't it near Mobile? I think Blount's County.
I don't know. There's probably a Blount County in every state, but I know there's a Blount. There's a Blount County in Kentucky.
Somewhere near Mobile.
In Knoxville, there's a Blount.
It doesn't matter where it's from. Let me get the story in. They find firearms. They find drugs, marijuana, 24 live snakes. 24 live snakes. 6 of the snakes are dead. Juvenile crocodile in the house. This is in the house, okay? Animals were in containers. Animal control was called in. State removed the little brother, to guide him out of there. They got him under safe now from the home. No running water, no bathrooms that worked, no usable bathroom in the house whatsoever. Charged with reckless assault, chemical endangerment of a child, 10 counts of cruelty to animals, 6 counts of failure to burn or bury livestock. What the hell? What is wrong with people? Don't you burn your cows when they die?
Yeah, I would say there's a chemical dependency part on the part of the guardians in that situation.
Yeah.
Welcome to the foster world.
Yeah, you could tell some crazy
This is
story.
nothing new.
Unbelievable.
This is why kids are in foster care, right there.
Unbelievable.
That kind of nonsense.
Sometimes foster care is not.
Oh, he's got some stories that you could tell that
it's crazy.
It'll make you cry. It'll make you freaking cry. Why would you not call, if a little kid 4-year-old gets shot, would you not call the ambulance? Would you not?
I don't know. You would think.
Maybe they didn't want anybody, I don't think they want anybody to come there.
I would just never, obviously.
And you got 2 little kids in a house with poisonous snakes, with juvenile crocodile, no running water.
Things, no running water.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I would get some help somewhere, or I would say, I can't handle this. Put me away and take care of these kids.
This was so sad.
Throw yourself at the mercy of the court.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see it firsthand, Jim. It's not them. It's when they have kids. It's the poor kids that are screwed up, that are abused.
Unfortunately, if you're a foster parent at all, like my wife and I were, this is generational too. If the parents were dysfunctional, like these people obviously are, their kids, when they're grown up, they'll probably be dysfunctional too. And it just gets passed down. We see it, well, we don't see it anymore, but I mean, we saw it all the time.
Yeah.
Just inability to make good decisions or chemical dependency and just...
Parents need to be held more responsible than what they are. Even in good households, the kids are doing stuff and the parents aren't getting in any trouble for what their kids are doing, and that's got to change.
What's happened? What the George Soros and the worlds are putting in these real liberal judges, and no one's really going to jail. You can do about anything you want in some places in this country and get out. It's really, that's the reason we got so much crime going on right now. But this made me sad. It made me think of you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. As far as, we all go through bad things. Bad things happen. And you can always change your life around. Former Alabama running back Sherman Williams, remember him, number 20?
Yeah, he beat Ohio State by himself.
Yeah, we were at the game. Jim and I were at that game. We were in Orlando, Florida.
By himself.
Watching the game.
Hey, number 20 is going to get the ball. You might want to cover. No, we're good. We're all right.
They might throw it to him, too.
Yeah.
He played for the Dallas Cowboys. He has just been named the head football coach at Murphy High School in Mobile.
Isn't that the home of our boy, our Mr. Substitute, Mr. Stand-in Friday days?
Yes, it is. Big Brian.
Brian Haddad?
Yes.
Didn't he go to Murphy?
I think the school's named after one of his family members. Yeah. Yeah, Brian.
Brian, call in if this is true.
Yeah, Brian's a stud there. They got a statue of Brian outside there. He's one of the few people in America who won a state championship at Blunt's High School. I used to play against Blunt. I scored a touchdown against them. He won a college national championship, and he also won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys.
So that was the touchdown.
That's pretty. Think about that. That's like the Triple Crown to do that if you're a football player. Yep. State championship, national championship at Alabama, and a Super Bowl championship with Dallas Cowboys.
Emma Smith didn't even do that, by gosh.
Now, here we go. We're talking you change your life. He spent 15 years in a federal prison. You remember that? 15 years.
I saw the story. I said, oh, yeah, I remember that now. I had since forgotten, but yeah, I remember that now.
What did he do?
Drugs.
Drugs distribution. Yeah. Drug kingpin.
Yeah. Big money. Big money. But he got into religion. He got into... I saw him at an Alabama football game. He was selling his book. Really nice guy. I think we had him. Maybe we might have had him on over the last 9 years. I think we might have. But anyway, what a great story. He did turn that negative situation to a positive, setback to come back. He did all those things, and he learned those things from Gene Stallings. Obviously made the wrong choice. He's making good money for the Dallas Cowboys. He wanted to make more. Greed is good. Sometimes greed's bad.
Yep.
So anyway, Wildcat, you also had a story to tell me about. Tell me that story about the car accident.
All of that on Highway 79 yesterday about 2 o'clock. A lady and 3 children, I think there were 2 adults, in a SUV traveling northbound on I-79. She had some problems with the vehicle, allegedly, and was driving in the slow lane with her emergency flashers on. And then a young man in a very large truck going probably the speed limit.
It was 250, wasn't it?
At 250. Probably one of them big diesel pumpers. He was a young man in his 20s, plowed into the back of this lady and...
All right, let me ask you this. Was she going slow in the left lane?
Yeah, but she had her emergency flashers on. In the right lane.
She was in the right lane?
She was in the slow lane. Slow lane.
Wow. I can see it.
And the truck, I guess, was going to go around or something like that. But she was having issues with the steering or the performance of the vehicle. Yeah. Somehow that played into it. But the thing that kills me is that I don't think that those children that instantly lost their lives were seatbelted in. They helicoptered one remaining child out, but DOA by the time it got to the other hospital, and it was pretty horrific. When my wife has been in that field for 35, 40 years, and when it rattles her cage like that, it has to be pretty bad. So prayers go out to, they were from Georgia and Alabama. The lady, the SUV, the lady was from Georgia, and the guy in the pickup truck that hit him, I think, had Alabama tags.
Could you imagine working on a little child like that and they pass? I couldn't handle that. I could not do that. And that's what we try and tell. I'm not going to tell a story, but I see something that drives me crazy, and they only drive a short distance. Babies, kids need in the back seat. They need to be buckled. It takes 1 second. And those airbags go off. It crushes and kills those kids.
Oh, yeah.
And they can go off at any time. There's no guarantee they're not going to go off.
What I hate is you ladies out there that put your makeup on or read books while you're traveling down 77. I see that every day. They've got a
people
book
on the
up
cell
on their
phones.
steering wheel.
I'm on Interstate 75. You see people looking down their cell phones. It's crazy. But that's sad, man. Oh, I just take this phone call. I didn't want to make him wait too long. Good morning.
Good morning. What a pick-me-up y'all are, man. I'm feeling good.
Sorry about that.
Fun Friday.
Oh,
Brought to you by Norman Vincent Peale, Positive Thinking here.
Anyway, hey, I got to tell you something. I once read the Montgomery Advertiser Sunday edition coming down 231 from Montgomery to Hale, which is known as Dothan.
Hey, Mike, where's Blount County? Mike, where's Blount County?
Yeah, near Mobile.
It's in Tennessee, as far as I know. It's west of Knoxville. I don't know about Alabama.
I think it's down near Mobile. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It sounds like it's up around Montgomery. Birmingham, actually.
Could be.
Blount was a great American hero. Of course, Blountstown's named after him there in Culhane County. But we don't go there. That's the Revolutionary War. I want to talk this weekend, okay? Can we talk this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got an idea. It may be too late. I think at Alabama for A-Day, they call it A-Day?
A-Day practice, not A-Day game anymore.
It's not a game?
No.
Well, I think they ought to address, does Tennessee play y'all this year? I don't know. They screwed up the schedule so bad. Anyway,
In football?
I think they ought to address the number. They ought to play ones versus two instead of one offense versus two defense and vice versa. Anyway, and put the opponents in white jerseys with orange numerals.
Yeah, we could do that.
I think it'd be good. It'd be inspirational, wouldn't you think? They could do that up at the Olentangy, where Jim Bob's familiar with, and they could put burnt orange on, and because Texas is coming there to whip their butts in August.
Yeah.
And I guess at Alabama, y'all could dress them up like Seminoles.
Yeah, sure. We play them up week
Or
one.
Seminoles. Yeah, right. It inspire the boys, okay, and the girls in the stands. Anyway, I don't know what they'd put on at Auburn. They might put on whatever they play. They play Georgia, Florida.
Now, that county's near Birmingham. You were right about that.
Yeah, I thought about that. It's one of them high counties like Chilton.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't go there, but, I got that girlfriend judge up there that I want to see if she's divorced. I don't care if she is or not, but, don't go there. But I'm going to talk to you about the world's most beautiful beach.
Okay.
That's what I love. I'm going to come down there and see you, and that ain't no threat.
Oh, come on in the studio like you did last time.
Well, I will. I'm coming Cinco de Mayo.
All right.
Because the flying the flying monkeys and the locusts will be gone, and there won't be no hurricanes. So I'm going to come.
We hope.
That's my favorite time to come between Easter and Memorial Day to the world's most beautiful beach. And if you were able to do that, you would do it. But I'm going to come down to Cinco de Mayo. I'm going to bring some women with me, too, young women. And then I might call an older woman from across the water who you know. Well, you don't know, but Bill does. Anyway, we won't go there. But so we'll have us a good time. Because you know what Cinco de Mayo is?
No.
It's the 5th of May.
It's an excuse.
5th of May.
Other than that.
It's an excuse
It's the Mexican New Year.
for Cuervo abuse.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that.
We'll go to Rodeo Tequila. They still sponsor you or not?
Yes. I was there last
Got
night.
coupons?
Huh?
Got coupons for us?
No.
You got coupons.
No coupons for
I don't
them.
want to pay full price, man. I'm a coach.
We use our Rudy's cards.
We'll get Jason to go. We'll take care of you. Jason will take care of you. Don't
Okay,
worry
I
about
love
that.
you, man. Stay off the donuts. Watch out for them blueberry crullers that Glenn tries to make you eat. Or he's trying to kill you.
Oh, man, those things are good.
They are good.
That's a East Nashville thing. Be careful and go Vols.
Go Vols, go Vols, go Vols.
Yeah. Marshall's going to come back, though. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Masters, bye.
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 Hey, our good buddy Ronnie Cockrell is now the head football coach at T.R. Miller High School.
Nice.
Where's that?
Bruton, Alabama. Bruton, Alabama. I like Ronnie.
We had a caller while Mike was on the phone said that Blount County was in northeast Alabama.
Yeah, it's up
His
near,
name was Mike.
not too far from Montgomery.
I think we have too many Blount counties. It's confusing.
Well, thank you for that. We got so many great. Let's start out with Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovalevsky can make that happen for you. Jason, what's going on down there at Max Fit Sports Nutrition?
Tonight we're going to be out at Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu. Impact Promotions is going to have their big fight Saturday. I believe it's at Edgewater. If you not correct me, but I think it's their fights at Edgewater. They have over 30 fights, I believe, so this is their biggest card of the year. But we'll be out at the weigh-ins tonight at 6 o'clock at Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu. You can come out, try some products. If not, get a ticket for this fight. This was one of the biggest ones on the year. Big event. It's going to be a great time. We always have a good time. We go out there and put on a great show. So it's MMA. I know Thor's son Priam's fighting in this, so it's his debut. So good luck to him. But come out on either Friday tonight at Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu or Saturday at Edgewater and watch the fights. It's a great event.
And go have a great time there. We had a great time last night. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Went by to try to see David, saw his beautiful wife, and listened to some great singing. Also, we took the grandkids, Leighton. Lorelei wanted Subway, okay? Leighton wanted J. Michaels. So Leighton and Julie and I went to Subway. No, we went to J. Michaels, and then we headed to Subway because Lorelei went home. And we took it to her house. So why am I telling? I forgot where I was going with this. Anyway, Lorelei.
Everybody.
Yeah, Lorelei and Leighton. Johnny's easy. Johnny, anything we give.
Is there any bowling involved here? Does anybody go bowling? Any bowling?
Don't get him started.
Any bowling?
Hey,
You're in trouble.
who would do that? I mean, how?
Did you trip her?
No, I wouldn't. I was watching the game.
He
Leighton.
didn't even see it happen.
I was watching Auburn.
Allegedly.
I think it was Auburn, Florida, right? Yeah, I was watching the ball game.
Were you babysitting the dog again?
No, we were up in Atmore, Wind Creek, whatever the place was called, that casino, because we had a family get together, and that was the nicest place to stay.
Do you like it up
in
there?
Atmore,
I've never
Alabama.
been. I've heard a lot of people go.
Yeah, it's okay. I like Beau Rivage. But anyway. But hey, get out to J. Michael's restaurant and have a great meal today. The special day at J. Michael's is called the Lorelei Leighton Crisp Fish. Go check it out. You'll love it. Grilled fish over a bed of rice, peppers, onions, and special sauce. You will actually love it. It's outstanding. Best seafood, coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. You're over in Lynn Haven. You want a great lunch today. Our dinner, Pat Perno, the city commissioner, does an incredible job over there. Go check out Beef Over Brazen Lynn Haven. You will absolutely love it. We'll be right back. I got something down my throat.
Yeah. And also, we're going to have your code word, so get ready so you can get registered to win a couple of tickets.
Gears.
To the
Gears.
Racing.
Change the gears.
Change the gears. So we're going to
As far as you know.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not the code
That's not
word.
the code word?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's ears that you hear with. I
I
don't
haven't
know.
looked at it yet.
All right, we'll be right back. Coach Jeff Patton, we get back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents The Race to Talladega. Join Coach Hale mornings at 7:15 and 8:15 to enter. Then at 12:40 and 5:40, listen for your name to be called. If we announce your name, race to the phones. How long it takes you to call 850-215-6290 is your qualifying time. The two fastest qualifying times win a pair of tickets to the Jack Links 500 from PCB Hobby, Pepsi, Panama City Toyota, and your racing station. ESPN Northwest
Good
Florida.
morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind around 16 miles per hour out of the west-northwest and the high of 75. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 57. Tomorrow, a high around 71 and sunshine. Sunday, very warm with a high of 72 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Introducing Southern Breeze Primary Care. With 45 years of experience, owners Holly Gay and Lisa King bring warm, friendly care, Southern charm, and a family vibe. They are the pros in youth sports, physicals, general health care, Bio-T hormone replacement therapy, certified DOT exams, and Coast Guard physicals. Southern Breeze, 107 West 19th Street, Suite B, 850-248-8002. Walk-ins are welcome and insurance is accepted but not required. Southern Breeze offers breezy solutions for your healthcare needs.
Known for its crispy chicken tenders, flavorful wings, and generous portions, Lickin' Chicken has become a local favorite. Lickin' Chicken's commitment to quality and bold flavors keeps customers coming back for more. One satisfied patron shared on Facebook.
First time at Lickin' Chicken, and I'll return often. Man, them lemon pepper and garlic parm wings were amazing. My daughter and I devoured them. They don't short you on the fries either.
Lickin' Chicken, 1320 North Tyndall Parkway.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Not after spicy or food demo!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got Jason Kovaleski, Jim Brandt, Wildcat himself, and probably the greatest coach that, one of the greatest we've had, Coach Jeff Patton. Coach, how you doing this morning, sir?
Man, I'm good. Good morning, fellas.
You sound good today. Tell us what's going on over there, Bozeman, what's happening in the week, and it's getting closer and closer to when we know you're going to be there, the state playoffs. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I guess since we spoke last, we played last week Friday. We had McCullough come to Bozeman, and we won an 8-7 game against them. We had to come from behind, and then held them off late. And then we played, we were supposed to play Freeport Monday, but the weather was bad, so we couldn't reschedule it. They couldn't find a date for us. So, and then we played Mosley on Tuesday. We went over there, and it was a pretty back and forth, good game between us and them. We played a little sloppy. We'd gotten down, and then we tied it up in the sixth inning, I think 5-5. And then in the bottom of the sixth, we had a rough inning, gave up 5 runs, and Mosley took advantage of some things that we did poorly, and which is what the good teams do, and they made us pay for it, and we had to take that one. We had to lick our wounds, and we played Rutherford last night, and we got off to a slow start, but we found a way to win 4-1, and now we're looking forward to next week. The district tournament's here. We've had a good season. We won 20 games again for probably about the 6th or 7th year in a row. We're the 1 seed in the district tournament. We've been the 1 seed the last 13 years in a row, which is pretty impressive, I like to think. And, we're in a good position to make the playoffs again. That would be 18 years in a row. So We're not in yet. This region is ridiculously difficult. As good as we've been, we're sitting in the 3 seed right now. And, if things don't go well for us next week, I still feel like I feel fairly confident that we're going to be in regardless, but you just never know. And those schools over there, Jacksonville way, depending on who wins that district, could determine some of that. But we feel good. We play Mariana at Pensacola Catholic on Monday, and that's kind of where our attention is.
Jeff, I was checking the scores before I came in, and I saw that Cottondale beat Pensacola Catholic. Did you see that? Is that that's not a normal situation, is it? Like, what's going on there?
No, it's not normal. Now, Cottondale, I will say this: Cottondale, they have a really good team. They've had a bunch of injuries. They got a kid going to Florida State, and he's been injured all year. I don't think he's played at all basketball. Kid named Cameron Odom. He's a special talent, and they've got a left-handed pitcher. Wyatt Spears is pretty good. It looked like he pitched against Catholic last night. And I did notice Catholic. I know some of the names of Catholic's players. They're pitchers. So, but yeah, that's a really, really big win for Cottondale. And Coach Skylar Davis over there, he's a young coach, and he's a good one. And Catholic's been up and down all year. Early they got off to some rough starts, but they've played a really good schedule. And then they got down, and then they got back up to 500, and then now they lost to South Walton the other night, and then they lost to Cottondale. So, we're not sure exactly what it's going to be if we're fortunate enough to play them in the district championship game, but we know what they're capable of. They've got a couple of D1 guys, on their team. So, we'll just have to see what happens there.
Talk about now the mindset of your kids. You said they started off slow, and then they got to win Rutherford. They know what's coming up. I know you're going to have them ready. Talk about that. Why are we seeing this? Well,
I think there's a few things. one thing I'm super proud of what we've done the last 20 years is, sometimes you go into these games where you feel like, maybe you're the better team, and sometimes when you're coaching teenagers, like sometimes they can lose focus.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we lost a little focus there. I think maybe we were looking ahead to next week. We know what's at stake. Come off a pretty emotional game with Mosley, and I guess in football, I guess they call them trap games.
Yeah. In
between those games, and I think we got caught up in that. And Rutherford, Coach Coffin, they were ready to play. They threw their left-handed pitcher, and he threw really, really well. We got a little frustrated that we weren't doing better, but seemed like in the 5th or 6th inning, we kind of got our focus back, and we were a little bit more attention to detail, and got the runs we needed. And our pitching was really good all night, and our defense was really good all night. We just couldn't quite get it going with the bat. Now, Rutherford made every play, too. We hit some balls hard that they ran down. They played really well, and we just kind of hung in there.
What now? This time of year, you don't want anybody hurt, shoulders, whatever. You don't need any injuries. How do you guys now, as far as that? Are you in pretty good shape?
Yeah. Well, it looks like Monday we will be. Here the last couple of weeks we've had a couple of some dings. We had Brooks Skipper with a little back injury. Kind of held him out of the Mosley game. He did play last night. I wouldn't say he's 100%, but he's by Monday he should be there. And then we had Austin Goodwin got hit with a pitch in the Arnold game, trying to bunt, and his finger hadn't been 100% right, so he hadn't played much. But he's pretty much full go. We've just been trying to be really cautious with him so that he's ready to go next week as well. So, and then Lakota Johnson had a little arm thing. He hadn't pitched much for us, and he threw last night an inning for the first time, and he's someone we'll be counting on too on the mound when you get to the playoffs. But it's a lot of games to be played in a 9-week season. We played 24 because we lost one with the Freeport rainout, and it can take a toll on these guys. So me managing them and our practice time and still staying sharp, that's kind of what we're trying to do right now. And I know we're going to come out Monday and play really well. We'll have total focus on that game. I just think we got caught looking ahead a little bit.
And is district single elimination and then regions is the 3-game series?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Go back to that, Jeff. You're 20 years, whatever, guy, 18, 20 years you've been straight every year in the state playoffs. Is this the first time they've done it this way? I can't remember way back if they did it a different way or not.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they actually, back in 2009, they introduced, for whatever reason, for 1 year, the state had us play a 3-game series, but only in the region final. So it was single elimination, then in the region final, it was a 3-game series to see who got to the Final Four. And we actually played in that way back when, and we lost to St. Joe in that region final. But that's the only time that they've had the 3-game series. But I think it's a good thing, and I think it's probably here to stay. I think the issue for us here in the Panhandle, and the fact that we're in this 2A classification instead of possibly being in 3A, which there's a lot more teams closer to us, is, we may have to travel to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
There's the possibility where at some point we got to travel to Jacksonville, and you play on Monday and Tuesday in the playoffs, and to drive 4 hours over there and 4 hours back and then do the same thing the next day doesn't make a lot of sense. So There's going to be some cost involved if we do have to travel that way, because I'm assuming we'll try to stay the night if we can.
Yeah.
And then get in transportation. So I think those are some of the things the state doesn't think about. They'll probably get a strongly worded email from me at the end of the year, just to kind of, just kind of rethinking what they're doing. In the bigger cities, and obviously in the center part of the state and South Florida, you got a lot more schools closer together. You don't have these issues, but up here we do.
When you play a team like Mariana that's closer to you than Pensacola, is there any discussions about playing maybe at a closer neutral site?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, this Monday's games could be satellite, but both teams have to agree.
Okay.
And Mariana, I think Coach over there, and I don't blame him one bit. I think he feels like that they've struggled a little bit this season, but they're playing really well now. They've beaten Wakulla twice and played Mosley tough, and I think he kind of felt like if he just played that game here at our place, that maybe he was kind of giving up on his kids a little bit.
Right.
And maybe, I don't know exactly, but maybe, he wanted to give his kids the best chance possible. And playing us on a neutral site, I think he feels like gives him the best opportunity to do that. And I don't blame him one bit. I'd probably do the same.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Jeff, I hate to do it. We got to cut you short today. We got to do these giveaway things. We're doing these code words.
Want to go to Talladega to a race?
Yeah, we'll slip you a ticket. Hey, listen.
Oh, okay.
Get some rest. Have these guys ready to go. Let's keep the streak going. Let's get us a state championship. We appreciate you. I know you're busy. One of the best, Jeff Patton. Thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Good luck, Coach.
Have a good day.
All right, let's talk about some of our people. Give me a few minutes, Wildcat. Let me get this done. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You want to have a great time. They had the karaoke going on yesterday. It was packed out last night, man. People can sing. We have some good singers around here. Go check it out. That's on every Thursday night. This is a place you want to go have birthday parties. Buy one, get one free happy hour. Go check it out. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, right across the street from Navy Base. There's another one, too, on Front Beach Road, not too far from Walmart down that way. I'll get the address for you a little bit later. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. We got the man. We got the answer. That's Dr. Ward. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30 right here. They got offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. 5 minutes can save your life. Call, make an appointment. You'll be fine. Hey, if I'm looking for jewelry, where we going to go?
You are going to go to David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven. If you can dream it up and put it on a piece of paper, they can create it for you. And if you're going to get engaged and you want a one-of-a-kind special engagement ring for a one-of-a-kind special woman, they can design that piece of jewelry for you, have it ready in 10 days, and you can get married on the beach this spring and enjoy the beautiful weather here and just make it a memorable occasion. And they can do it for less. That's the David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77, Lynn Haven.
Now, do you want to give us the code word?
Sure. Here we go, boys and girls, moms and dads. Listen up. If you want to try to win a couple of tickets to the Jack Links 500 Sunday, April the 27th, you need this code word. Here's what you do. You text the code word into 850-215-6290. That's 850-215-6290. Text the code word and your racing name. NASCAR is the code word. Text that code word and your racing name to 850-215-6290. Listen to the Inside Drive and the Afternoon Underdogs. When they call your name, you call as quickly as you can, same phone number, and that will give you a qualifying time. Quickest qualifying time wins the tickets. It's as easy as that. 2 tickets to the Jack Links 500 Sunday, April 27th.
What we're going to do, we're going to back up the FSU update to 7:45, give him plenty of time because we're cut short right now. We'll talk a little bit, and we do FSU 7:45. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
No, I texted it with my...
The Atlanta Braves are back.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just wrecked that thing. Straightaway center, a homer for Riley.
Sales, Strider, Acuna, Ozzie, Riley, Profar, and Coach Snitker lead a stellar lineup. Listen live nights and weekends on ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Klinger, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you, serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
These men need inspiration.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
They're motivated by Vicodin and road skank.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
State Ignatius and the state power. Their quarterback was from 2 counties away.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Richard Sanders, I love that man. We get some of the best athletic events anywhere in the state coming down here. We're talking softball, baseball, soccer. They bring huge amount of money, revenue into the Bay County, Southwest Florida. And spring break in the past has brought big-time money. But I want to give a shout-out to the police department again, fire department, all you guys that had to work all through all this mess. And it's still going on now. I think this is probably maybe the last week.
Hopefully.
Went
to Walmart last night. It was like
that's what I was going to talk to you,
man. It was incredible.
Talk about that. That's the difference.
So many disrespectful people. They're not even there to shop. I mean, they're just creating chaos. I mean, you can hear them.
Which
cussing.
Walmart was it?
Right there on the beach.
Middle Beach.
There was thousands of people in there, and it was just.
What time were you there?
But unfortunately, about 9 o'clock, I had to run and grab a couple things because I was hungry as usual.
Yeah.
It was a mistake. I'll say that. I mean, there's just no respect for anybody. I mean, just the cussing, the older women, too, just being disrespectful, throwing stuff off the, shelves, and some of the, clothing stuff is all, just people standing around being totally disrespectful to everybody. And just, I don't even think they were shopping, to be honest, just hanging out in Walmart.
There's a lot of people?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Intimidation, huh?
I guess so.
Any police officers near there? Any security?
No, nobody said anything. I mean, the workers don't want to mess with that stuff. I mean, and plus, like I said, I don't think most of the people are in there shopping. It was like a social event or something.
What groups down this way? Georgia?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was all over.
Bad ones?
I thought, I get in about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I can get in, get out, and that was
I was getting at that. The sporting angle that Richard Sanders does, bringing all these people here, you don't have that. We're making great money. They don't go to the stores and try to intimidate you and tear it up and make where the locals can't go in there and shop. So, anyway, it makes me sick. Anyway, hey, if you heard that out there, if you're listening right now, don't go to Walmart on Middle Beach Road.
There was no
late
locals
at night.
in there, I can say that.
Late at night. Don't go in there.
I've talked to a couple of people when I was in there that I knew, and we were just looking at each other like, where the hell did this come from? I mean, because I thought spring break was over, to be quite honest. And we haven't had that big a spring break crowd since the alcohol ban. I guess it's not March, so they're taking advantage of it. But
yeah,
it was a very terrible experience. And when you live in your own hometown, don't feel like you can go grocery shopping just on a regular night.
Makes
That's
you
ridiculous.
Sick. Yeah, unbelievable. That's crazy, man. It makes me sick. Anyway, they were offering. They need. They had a meeting and they would need money for this and that, and I thought they did a great job. I was really proud of our police department, everything they go through and everything they do, all of them.
They got a thankless job, I will say that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
Because now you can't discipline, you can't arrest. And these kids are so disrespectful. It angers you. Because you sit there, maybe your 70, 80-year-old mom, somebody's cussing at her, or you're walking with your girlfriend there and talk about,
I'm surprised they didn't hit you.
Oh, they weren't. Well, I carry everywhere, so that would have been a bad move. But
smart man.
I don't want to go that direction, obviously. I mean, you just kind of avoid everything and try to just do your thing. But, when you got so many disrespectful in one spot, and it's just that younger generation. Did you
actually get to buy anything? Yeah.
I'm not going to let anybody intimidate me into doing what I need to do.
Yeah. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, I do want to get this in today. This was by Chris Kirby. You guys are not going to like this. This is by Chris Kirby. I don't like it.
Who is Chris Kirby?
I have no idea. He's a writer.
There's a problem.
He's a writer for CBS.
Oh.
So anyway, they have 9 different categories. Not 1, not 2, not 3. It's not eyeballs on TV sets. It is part of it. That was one of them. How many people go to the games? That was one of them. Merchandise these universities sell from the brand, that was one of them. They had 9 different categories. I'm not going to go through all of them. The most popular college football teams.
Oh, I saw this.
Here are your top 10. At number 10, Texas A&M.
I can see that.
Number 9, LSU.
Yep.
Okay. Number 8, Tennessee.
We're on a roll.
Number 7, Notre Dame. I actually thought it'd be higher.
They are higher.
Number 6, Penn State.
Notre Dame has their own network. They gotta be higher.
Yeah. Then
they're more popular than Penn State. I mean, I get the metrics they're using.
Penn State's pretty big.
They are, but not as big as Notre Dame.
Number 5, Texas. They're big.
They should be higher.
Big. They should be higher. Number 4, Georgia.
Over Texas?
I'm just telling you.
Recency bias there, I'll say that.
And here are your top 3 using 9. I think this is the key, using 9 different categories, and you combined them. Your top 3. Number 3 is a joke. Number 3, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
It should be 1 or 2. I think some of these, I don't think they distinguish between love and hate. I will say that about the top 1.
Number 1 and 2. Number 2, I could kind of get. Number 1, I can't.
No, I couldn't either. I couldn't wrap my head around that one,
I really
except for the hate part.
I really couldn't. But now, I do think it should be number 3. Alabama should be number 1, and number 2 should stay the same.
Yeah.
Number 2, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And number 1.
Give us a guess, Jim.
They just won.
No, they did.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Yes. Michigan is the number 1 most.
Enjoy it while you can, because it's going to be smoking like Hiroshima in about a year.
So the only thing I think of is how many people, and Michigan fans are going to blow me up and hate me for this, but how many people dislike that program right now? Is that considered popular, or, I mean, because I couldn't wrap my head around that one. And they've never been like the biggest fan base. You got Notre Dame, Texas, Tennessee. Look what they did when they traveled to Ohio State Stadium. I mean, they had 30,000 people up there. Ohio State travels everywhere. Alabama travels everywhere. I just don't see that with Michigan, and I don't see the love,
If you look just at TV viewership.
Let me just throw something out here. The fact that we are talking about this, about that program, is what they want.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I do think it has something to do with the teams they play. Like the Ohio State-Michigan game is going to do, 14 to 20 million people no matter what. Yeah. I mean, you play that on the moon, and people are going to tune in just because of the rivalry. So I think
and Michigan played Texas last year. They're playing Oklahoma this year. But let me get back to this. You go the old way they used to do this. It was how many TVs are turned on, and there were 3. Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia. That's not even close. Now, then, in my opinion, and tell me what you think. I think you should go by most popular team. How many people watch them? How much do they sell? Merchandise do they sell?
Right.
Well, guess who they are. Now, Texas is up there, maybe in the top 3 over Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. Right. I know that's what the 2 things you look at, in my opinion. I wonder what the other side. I didn't look at it. When I saw that, I said, I ain't looking at all that.
Well, I just think of the most popular teams, and it might be different because, you have teams like Georgia that popped up that have had that run over the last 10, 15 years. But to me, Alabama, it's the blue blood of the bluest bloods with Ohio State. Those 2 teams, to me, are the 2 best. And you got Texas, Notre Dame, to me, that are popular. I mean, Notre Dame has their own network. I mean, the Catholic following they have up in the north is insane. I mean, if you go anywhere, you can see Notre Dame. Go to Chicago, it's Notre Dame. Go into the middle of Ohio, it's Notre Dame. So, and then some of the SEC teams have some strong fan bases too.
Florida State weren't even in the top 10.
You talk about that Notre Dame foul. I'm just sitting here thinking, growing up when I was like 10 or less, or just it wasn't Ohio State games that were replayed on.
No.
It was Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And Lindsey Nelson was the guy we used to broadcast him.
I remember him.
Again, we were in a big Catholic area. Well, heck, I grew up 7 houses from the Catholic Church. I mean, that is not something that people think that much about, but it's a big factor.
In our lifetime, let's just say last 65 years, how many national championships Michigan won compared to Notre Dame, Alabama, Ohio State? I don't think they're...
Can I give you the rundown? They got one in 48. They got one in 97, shared it with Nebraska, and they won 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's not
That's
big,
it.
That's not that big.
Now
a
it's
deal.
going away.
That's it, people.
Yeah.
That's it.
They're going to have to vacate that last. So
But you know what? I'm going to tip my hat off, Michigan Eddie. You guys, the most popular football team, according to Chris Kirby's 9 categories. Michigan is the most popular team.
I definitely think they're one of them. They're a blue blood. I mean,
they are.
They have some historic, teams, players.
I love Bo Schembechler. I did.
I just hate what's happened over the last 5 years. I think that's put a really dark cloud over that program right now.
We get back at Jim talking about FSU. Everything's going on down there. Hey, I love this guy. He is truly a legend. If you want to get operated on by the best, you want to get checked out by the best, shoulders, ankles, knees, you name it, he can do it robotically. The guy's incredible. He's been trained before anybody else, robotical surgery. That is the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You talking about commitment and loyalty. This is his 26th year coming up. He will be on the Bay County sidelines. The guy is incredible. Stevenson Air Conditioning, they came out and serviced ours. They did an incredible job like they do every single time. Make sure, I probably did a little bit too early. I'd wait. You probably should wait. We did it anyway. You probably should wait another month at least to get it serviced for the summer, and then right before winter get it serviced again. They come out, they clean the lines, they do all kind of stuff. It's going to run better, it's going to last longer, it's going to save you money on your power bill. If you got to know one, get rid of it. It's one of the few things you can purchase that actually pay for itself over a period of time, and that is Stevenson Air Conditioning. Locals taking care of locals. Steve's Bike Shop. Hey, they sell new and used bikes. Large selection of this most popular thing going right now, electrical bikes. They prepare them, they repair them. All models of bikes, electric, the old-fashioned type. They're located on 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. And this is what's impressive. They've been serving Bay County since 1979.
I think I bought a bike from them then. I was thinking that was Steve's Bike Shop. Were they ever on the beach side? As
far as you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to give away if not, but yeah, I think he's a really good guy. He fixed my bike a couple times, changed my tires, helped me out with a new bike. I mean, I'm going to go down there and look at one of them electric bikes because I'm getting old.
My roommate Cos loves those things. He swears by them. Also, we're pumped up about Kyle Van Der being here today around 8:30. Looking forward to him coming in today. He's one of the owners, him and some partners. They own the local 115. They're open Wednesday through Friday. All of Panama City Beach coaches. If you're a coach, go in there, get a dozen oysters for $15. Try the gumbo. It's incredible. But I tell you what, their food's what's the crab cakes? Yeah, the crab cakes are the best things you'll ever get. They're incredible. Go check it out. Downtown historical Panama City, local 115. We'll be right back. When we get back, FSU 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Line play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind around 16 miles per hour out of the west-northwest and the high of 75. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 57. Tomorrow, a high around 71 and sunshine. Sunday, very warm with a high of 72 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Want to experience the ultimate car wash? At Tommy's Express, you'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading, flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Try us for free. Text WASH 415 to 86697 to send our best wash, the works, directly to your phone. You'll love the sudsy clean, ceramic wax, underbody flush, spot-free rinse, and tire gloss. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today. Offer valid to new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional and information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
Kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU Update is brought to you by Ms. Newbies. Get out to one of the 4 great locations. Have a wonderful time. The best bands, the best entertainment in the Southeast every single night during spring break. And I tell you what, you're safe there. They got their own security. They don't play around. You act right, or you'll be asked nicely to go. They do a great job. Get down at the new one over in St. Andrews. Go check it out. Big, beautiful building over there. It's a great facility. Get down to Newbies, too. Watch all sporting events. Head down to the mothership. Have a great time. Just be safe. All right, Jimbo, what do you got for us today?
Is Manley still head of security down there?
I think Glenn is, yeah. If he's not writing songs, he's doing something. Yeah.
I thought he was
he's
one
either
of the ones
singing
that got thrown out.
bouncing. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Florida State baseball. Let me back up before I get into Florida State. Obviously, the Gators had a big week. Won the national championship in basketball on Monday, played Florida State in Gainesville on Tuesday. And I was hoping that Florida State could win the series, take 2 out of 3. But that's not the way it worked out. And the Gators won late, 5-4. So in actuality, Florida State baseball has lost 3 in a row: 2 to Wake Forest, now 1 to Gators. And they got 3 starting today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, against Virginia Tech, who's number 25 in that D1 poll. So that won't be pushovers either. So, Jason, you have an extensive baseball career in your younger days. What do you do when you've only scored 6 runs in the last 3 games and you're just kind of struggling? What do you do? I mean, how do you get yourself straightened back out?
You just got to hit the contact and start pitching a little bit better. But, it's one of those things. You can get in a situation where you just run up against some hot pitchers, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But
right.
You just got to keep grinding, keep practicing, just hit the contact and try to get on base. I mean, there's nothing that you change, nothing you tweak. Hopefully this, late in the season that you're pretty much in a groove. But, this time of year, pitchers get worn down, guys get worn down. So you just got to keep sticking with it and keep grinding.
Right. And the other thing, too, we talked about earlier how they really weren't, they being Florida State, really wasn't playing that great competition because they're 25-7 on the year, but of those 7 losses, 5 are in the ACC, and a lot of them have come late. So the competition is definitely, like you say, is just playing better people.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, when you play a better pitching, better teams, you're gonna struggle a little bit, but it's a long season.
Yeah.
It's a up and down.
If you get to the World Series, how many games are you gonna play? 60, 50, 60 something games?
Probably, at least with regionals and everything else, and then you go to Omaha. So
super regionals.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of games. So if you're a Florida State fan, don't be like certain people like Alan and Brudnicki who are.
What have you not heard of the latest?
What are they doing?
They've been spotted. Him and Bill Allen are heading to Tallahassee as we speak. They're going to get this stuff straightened out. They're upset. They're upset.
And then softball is also on the road this week. Wednesday they played St. Mary's out in California and won 3-0. Overall, the girls softball is 37-6. I don't know where they're ranked. Probably in the top 10. They were, but it doesn't come out every day, so I don't know when the next update of the poll is. And then they have 3 against the University of California, the Golden Bears in Berkeley. So they still got a long way to go, too. And that's kind of crazy. If you're from Tallahassee, you got to go to Berkeley to play softball. It's kind of crazy. That's kind of the life we're in, now with the way everything is. So we'll see. We'll see. That's good.
Dang, this went out of my mind. I apologize. This went blank.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Talk about Alabama and 5 stars.
I know what it was. I know what it was now.
Who's the greatest coaches in college football history?
I'm being harassed right now by Glenn Manley. We were talking about Blount County he wants you to know it's up by Locust Fork. So we all know where it's at now.
We know exactly where that is now.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. We know exactly where
Eugene,
that is now. Eugene, Glenn, Manley.
Now there's two places I have no idea where they are.
Actually, it's outside of, not too far from Birmingham.
Really?
Yeah. Did you hear that story we're talking about, those nuts that...
No, listening on the way in, I felt a little doom and gloom, so I turned it down a little bit.
It was bad,
we had a car wreck, and then people were dying, and I was like...
Well, we were trying to get you all pumped up for Friday.
Man, I'm so happy.
Is everybody excited?
Go to Walmart tonight at 9. It'll really pump you up.
There you go. Wear your jewelry. Then you can visit.
What is that stuff? Oh, I was going to tell you, Tennessee, they had Nebraska dropped them, got out of the contract. Tennessee found a replacement to replace the Nebraska, the four-time national champ team out of the ACC. Tennessee will play a powerhouse. Again, four-time national champ out of the ACC.
What sport are we talking here?
Football. Tennessee replaced them. Who is that team?
Four-time national champ, ACC.
How many has Florida State won? 4, right?
I'm not sure.
Anyway,
2 at least.
3.
2 or 3.
Okay. All right.
Miami had won 4.
Let me just tell you.
Clemson?
You'll never get it.
I don't know.
Georgia Tech signs a home-and-home with Tennessee Volunteers. 9-12-26 at Georgia Tech. Tennessee will go on the road and play the Yellow Jackets, which I think they had a really good football coach there. The following year, they will go into Knoxville on 9/11/2027. They'll play at the Tennessee Neyland Stadium.
It's a good matchup.
So those
will be good games.
They got theirs.
You haven't seen the stories about Nico, though? I mean, Tennessee's in turmoil right now. Their quarterback is renegotiating his NIL deal, sitting out practices.
Roll Tide.
And they are angry because he did this right after the season. So the portal opens in 3 days, or 4 days, or something like that. The spring games
after spring football.
Yeah,
right.
the spring game Saturday. So his agents have contacted Tennessee and said they want to renegotiate his contract. And there's some upset people. He actually contacted Dan Lanning to try to transfer to Oregon about 6 months ago. Dan Lanning called Tennessee.
Where's he from? California, right?
Yeah. He's from the West Coast. I think his parents want him on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But Dan Lanning actually called Tennessee and Josh Heupel and told him, hey, your guy's looking around. We don't want him, but you should know that. So it's a mess. If you go on their 24/7 board and read through some of their comments and everything that's going on, it's just it'll make you.
Now you're talking spring football. Is Florida State playing or not playing? Are they having a showcase? What are they doing?
I don't think they're having a game.
I don't think they're
having a game either. I know Ohio State is though.
Yeah, right.
Ohio State's doing it. Clemson's doing it. Florida's doing it. That's about it.
But it's very misleading. You watch Ohio State's thing. It's just like. It looks like practice.
Yeah,
nobody gets tackled. Nobody gets to the ground.
No.
Running clock, 10-minute quarters. I mean,
if you watch some of their practices, though, they do practice hard. They just don't tackle to the ground.
Right.
So, which I understand. I mean, they have a long season. They got the concussion caps on all their players, so they don't want to get anybody hurt or head injuries or knee injuries. And being healthy, availability is the best availability when it comes to these long seasons. So.
Okay. All right, I got something for you.
Does it involve
animals
and snakes?
No, this is something I told. This is something I told Wildcat a long time ago, and he didn't listen to me.
What?
The man's world.
The life you want tomorrow begins with the choices you make today. You got that?
Don't look at me like that.
Yeah,
it's a little late to be telling
the life you want tomorrow begins with the choices you make today.
Did you read that in the Fortune Cookie?
Let me finish. Binge drinking at 25 leads to DUI at 30. You hear me?
Okay, so repeat
Listen
that
to this. All
for
right.
those of us who are mentally impaired.
Binge drinkings at 25 leads to DUI at 30. Sports betting at 30 leads to bankruptcy at 40.
I resemble that remark.
And you notice he didn't look at you when he said that.
Which one of these is going to apply to you?
Watching,
not reading.
I can't say the word on radio. Watching blank at 35 leads to divorce at 50.
Must be talking about porn.
It could lead to divorce.
The X-rated stuff.
Yeah, X-rated stuff.
You could say porn.
Jim, it didn't. That's not true. Anyway.
We've tested this theory.
Let me call Doc Holliday. I don't think it worked for Doc Holliday. Eating fast food at 40 leads to a heart attack at 60.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you getting this nonsense?
I wrote it. I
Fortune
said
cookies, like Jason said.
Deep thought. Deep thought.
I went to Gin-Gins.
I watched Saturday Night Live old ones last night. Deep thought.
He went to Panda Express. And
Exactly.
I was at Walmart throwing things at Jason last night across the aisle.
Trying to intimidate me and get my bread.
But seriously, I'm not kidding. I used to tell the players all the time. I was told this all that you are what you hang around with.
For sure. That's 100% true.
The greatest thing you'll ever hear.
That is true.
Nothing good happens after 12 o'clock.
Whatever time you want to put out there.
How much time we got? We got some more.
And no matter where you go, there you are.
We got some more if you want some more, Wildcat.
No, I'm done. I'm
Please give an absence.
I'll give this to Jeff.
I want to talk to Jeff Spiegel, yeah.
We get Jeff. We'll straighten him out. All right, some of our great people. Where am I at? We have so many of them.
That was like a Saturday Night Live skit. That was.
TK Vandy.
I want to talk to him when he comes in. I have a
roofing and general contracting. They design it, they build it, commercial, residential. They do it all. They do an incredible job. Kyle Vander, everything that boy touches turns to gold. He is something special. Of course, when you come from his parents, you expect that. Their mom and dad are incredible people. Don and Judy, they've impacted so many lives. It's incredible. They've raised some fine kids, and they've done great things. But if you were even thinking about getting a roof, you got to go with Vandy Roofing. TK Vandy Roofing General Contracting, #1, not even close. They do a great job. Turf Pro Pest Control, Patrick and his crew will come out. They'll come up with a game plan. Your yard will look absolutely beautiful. You got bugs in the house, they can take care of that also. They do a great job. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here, 8:30 on ESPN Northwest Florida. We shall return.
Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind around 16 miles per hour out of the west-northwest and the high of 75. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 57. Tomorrow, a high around 71 and sunshine. Sunday, very warm with a high of 72 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House's 3-year anniversary weekend continues with the Masters Watch Party this Sunday.
All-you-can-eat crawfish, $49.99. 3-pound crawfish trays, just $20. Pimento cheese and crab sandwiches, Georgia peach ice cream sandwiches, and more. Watch the Masters on the Jumbotron. Come dressed in your best golf gear for a chance to win the Best Dressed contest. It's the 3rd annual Masters Watch Party this Sunday at Lone Star Boil House. 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
I say Allah, you say Bama. Allah. I say roll, you say Tide. Roll. That's it. I'm sorry. They used to say, I say Barry, you say Bryant. They even said, you say Mary, I say Harmon. I mean, that's Coach Bryant's life.
You got to say Alabama basketball, though.
I say beer, you say chips.
Football, it's over.
Yeah.
I hate to break
You
it
say
to you.
Nate, I say oats, or we're a winner.
The old days were the best. Shorty Price was priceless. Y'all don't know who he is.
I warned you, Jeff. I warned you.
I don't know if Jeff
I
knows
know.
him. Jeff, good morning, sir. The legendary Jeff Spiegel out of the great city of Birmingham, Alabama. Hey, was that now? Jim wanted me to ask you. I said I wasn't going to do it, but he didn't say family, but maybe somebody you knew in Blount County with the 26 snakes, the crocodile, and the baby that got shot in the leg. I said no. Jeff doesn't know those people up there or not.
That's a lot going on right there, though.
Yeah. Did you hear about that, Jeff?
Let me just say this. I have some interesting relatives, but I don't have any relatives that are that interesting.
You don't have a reptile zoo with a daycare attached to it?
No,
concept. That's a good idea. Make money.
It'd be exciting.
Unbelievable.
I mean, that would have kept me well behaved in school.
Wow.
All right, here's your first question. We're going to pick your brain today. Here's your first question. First question. Give us the seven combinations best basketball football coaches in major college football. Who are they?
What? Oh, boy. Good gracious.
You have 7 to choose from.
Oh, no, not the Jeopardy music. I start choking every time I hear this music.
Three are for the Big Ten. 3 are for the Big Ten. 3 are from the SEC. And 1 for the ACC. There's one school of your Alabama, you probably don't like them very much on the 3rd Saturday of October.
Yeah, sure. Well, that'd be Tennessee, of course.
Do you think that's pretty correct?
You know what? Rick Barnes has done a great job there. But I think the Tennessee folks, would like to see him, get to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And but look now, I mean, when you get to Sweet 16s and Elite Eights, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. But I mean, he's done a great job there. But certainly, there are some big Orange fans, and I worked up there for a couple of years, and they, football is always going to be king up there. But Bruce Pearl, created some energy, when he got the job there. And I think that Rick Barnes has done, the same thing. But I think some people would like to see him take that next step.
I think you're correct, but I'll go the other way. I think you can't because of the football situation. We cannot have a coach take a team up to Big Ten land and get embarrassed in college playoffs. We cannot have that. So that right there eliminates Tennessee. And they had that the number 1 combination. That was the number 1.
Number 1 in all the country?
In the country.
Wow. Florida would be up there. Well, with Napier, the way he succeeded later.
All right, let's start at the bottom. Yeah. At number 7, here's your number 7, Jeff. Illinois. Okay. Bielema. I do think Bielema is a great coach. Now, the basketball coach, I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I never heard of him.
I mean, Illinois came to Alabama and played the top pretty tough in Birmingham. And they made the NCAA tournament. I mean, I think when you think of Illinois, I mean, to me, I think you think of basketball first. I mean,
sure.
It didn't used to be that way, but I think you think of basketball first, and then you think of football. And it's Bielema's charge to kind of turn that around. I've got a good friend here in town, who's a Fighting Illini, and he loves, I mean, football and basketball, but. The basketball seems to be taking the lead there at Illinois now.
At number 6, what do you guys think about this? Number 6 in the country, Louisville. Now, I do like their football coach. I don't know about the basketball coach.
They had a decent year. They kind of flamed out in the tournament.
They did.
But, they turned it around. For sure.
Okay. All right.
They absolutely did. Yeah, he pulled that thing out of, Yeah.
So you're high. Okay. All right. You know more than we do. Okay. Number 5, and you can change this rankings. This is what the experts say, but I'll go with Jeff over anybody. At number 5, the Michigan Wolverines.
Definitely. I mean,
their football coach.
Maybe not now, but
I can't believe they're in there. What's he done?
I'm looking at more basketball because Michigan's always been traditionally good at football.
But it's a combination of both.
I know, so I could throw.
I'm saying no on Michigan. What do you say, Jeff? Because of football.
I'm thinking. You know, we've made a list here where there aren't many people you would think would belong on that list, but we're trying to make up lists.
Right. I'd put Ole Miss in there over Michigan. Ole Miss over Michigan.
Well, I mean, I kind of would too with what Kiffin has done there and what Beard has done there.
Michigan's out.
I mean, yeah.
All right, number 4, because of football, Oregon.
Their basketball team was really good this year.
Yeah, they
too.
were. They were.
They'll be good next year.
Good. Yeah.
So you're okay with that?
Yeah, they beat Alabama earlier in the year. I'm good with that.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I made a mistake. Ole Miss is already in there. They're number 3.
There you go. Okay.
Proofreading is our friend there, Chief.
We can't say LSU. They're terrible at basketball. All right, number 2, which should have been number 1. I'm getting to the main point here. Alabama Crimson. Roll Tide. What do you think about that at number 2 in the nation?
Well, I'm totally good with that, and you know, hats off to Nate Oates, you know, for getting them, you know, to number 2, because before Nate Oates got there, they definitely wouldn't be on this list. And now, you know, now the heat is on, you know, for not only Kalen DeBoer, but also for Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
And all of these other SEC football schools to kind of step up their game.
The SEC in general, yeah.
Yeah, because basketball is kind of, you know, passing them. I mean, it may have already passed them.
Yeah. And what's so
maybe a little overdramatic.
Jeff, no, you're not. And what's even more embarrassing than that, we've been overtaken by the Yankees in football. I mean, what happens? Like I woke up in a nightmare.
Clip that, Wildcat.
I mean, and to top it off, Michigan beat Alabama, wins the national championship. Ohio State destroys Tennessee, and wins the national championship.
Beat Texas.
And Texas, and Georgia loses Notre Dame. It's just, what's happened?
Well, you know, what's happened is you have things like the Tennessee football players coming out before the Ohio State game with their shirts off and warming up.
In 12-degree weather.
I saw that.
That intimidated them. That worked.
They're losing.
When the people that live in 12-degree weather have, like, hoodies and sweatshirts on, and you see these guys with their shirts on, they're like, okay, that's funny. And then 90% of them got hurt in that game, which was just outrageous.
Kids got split.
I guess they were going for intimidation there, but it just didn't really hit the mark.
Yeah.
Not very good.
What's your personal thoughts on? I'm an old traditional guy. I like spring football games, even though they're boring. The clock runs in the second half. I know all that, but it gives the players, especially the 13 guys like I was, a chance to get on the field, play in front of a big crowd, and the fans could go there for free. Most of them let you in free. Some of them charge, but I don't like what they've. I don't like what's happening in college football, period, or basketball, but. Alabama does not have A-Day anymore. They have A-Day practice. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think people want to see guys, you know, in some sort of uniform. I think they want to see them out there doing football things. And the only thing that made the spring game special was that there was a clock running, and there was a scoreboard, and that was pretty much it. Otherwise, you know, this practice is going to be, you know, very much, you know, not exactly like a spring game, but you're going to see Ty Simpson, you're going to see Austin Mack, you know, you're going to see Keelan Russell, you're going to see all these great receivers, you know, doing things, which, you know, you really don't get to see all year. I mean, we get 3 viewing windows, the media does, you know, during spring practice, and, you know, that's pretty much all we get. So, you know, the fans are going to get to see their guys. And I think that's mainly, you know, what they want to do for a spring, you know, kind of an event like this. And to me, I think we're going to look back and we're going to go, the spring games, do you really miss them? And I think the majority of the people are going to say no.
Okay. All right, let's take a break, Jeff. We'll come back with just a second. Dang, it went by quick. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning for the Alabama update. Locals taking care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida. The guy's incredible. Grew up here. Great staff. They came over, like I told you earlier, and went ahead and had our service now. Do it twice a year, right before summer, right before winter. It's going to last longer to save you money with your power bill. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Locals taking care of locals. They do an incredible job. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. Go check it out and have a great time today. The special day, crisp fish, grilled fish over pepper rice, special sauce, onions, peppers. It's really, really good. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. You over in Lynn Haven, Florida? Get out of Beef O'Brady. Pat Perno, the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. And don't forget, every Wednesday, 10 wings inside for $9.99. But they got the 10 for 10 going on every single day. Go check out Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. And when you're there, go by see Russ and Amber, David Adams, Designer Jewelry. They do an incredible job. Wildcat, what are you trying to do now?
All right, here we go, boys and girls, moms and dads. The moment you have been waiting for. It's your chance to get registered to win 2 tickets to the Jack Link's 500 Sunday, April 27th. And here's all you have to do. Text the code word and your racing name to 850-215-6290. That's 850-215-6290. The code word is NASCAR. Text that code word and your racing name to that phone number. Listen to the Inside Drive. Listen to the Afternoon Underdogs. When they call your name, you call them as quickly as you can. That will give you a qualifying time. Quickest qualifying time wins.
When we get back, Jeff Spiegel, the Auburn Tigers. What's going on? Auburn, spring football. Bruce Pearl, and the health of Hugh Freeze. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Top 10 worst drivers in the United States of America.
James Hale like that in Big
Florida is the worst drivers in the country.
Look what it did for Wildcat.
Yeah. You should, hey, Bill, you should see Wildcat. You know how he looks now? You should have seen him a year ago. It was scary.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind around 16 miles per hour out of the west-northwest and the high of 75. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 57. Tomorrow, a high around 71 and sunshine. Sunday, very warm with a high of 72 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Is your car pulling left or right? Do your tires look like they're losing their roundness? These are all symptoms that your car is in need of an alignment. Here at Alford Tire and Service Center, we offer all sorts of services, including alignments just for $89.99, which is backed by our nationwide warranty and easy financing options. If your vehicle feels like it's steering you off the road, let us steer you back in the right direction. Located on Tyndall Parkway in beautiful Callaway, we do it all at Alford Tire and Service Center.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction, be part of a winning team.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
Lots of force on this one. Hello, Chop House. A 2-run homer.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bum, 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 bum. Whoa, Eagle. Hey, Martha, Kenny, and James Jenner. War Eagle, baby. A lot of Auburn Tigers throughout Panhandle, Florida. They love those Tigers, and they should. Great basketball program. Football program has done an unbelievable job recruiting players, getting transfers to come in. Now it's just time to win football games. Coach, Jeff, the first question I have for you today, what are you hearing about Hugh Freeze's health? How's he dealing with the prostate cancer going through football and everything like that. Have you heard anything? Do you know anything about that?
Well, yesterday he met the media, and he said pretty much what he told Chris Lowe a couple of days ago on ESPN, that he was going to the doctors have advised him that it's okay for him not to have any surgery until January, because the prostate cancer is classified as low aggressive.
Yeah.
And that, as long as he's not having any issues, he can, go about, his coaching duties and then re-examine his situation in January. So, that's just a terrific news for Coach Freeze.
My roommate in college was actually a traveling nurse, and he got prostate cancer, same thing. They kept checking the numbers. He put it off, and finally, when it started getting a little more aggressive, they went in and took it out. So he waited a while also. So that is, I think he's probably making the right choice on that. Real quick, let's talk about the Auburn basketball. What a great job Coach did there, National Coach of the Year. Can they keep it up at that level? Do you see a big drop-off? Alabama, Auburn, Florida, those were probably, in Tennessee, the best teams in the SEC. Kentucky's up there. But out of those, who keeps it rolling? Which one is it Auburn? Is it Alabama? Is it the Gators? Who's going to keep it rolling?
Well, I think Auburn and Alabama are up there to stay, as long as they can hang on to Bruce Pearl and Nate Oates. Because I think Pearl has proven, in the last several years that, his team can maintain, that level, where they're making NCAA tournaments and they're winning a bunch of games. And they lose a lot of guys this year, Broome and Cardwell and, Denver Jones and, a lot of guys, but he's shown that he can rebuild that roster. And Pearl's program is kind of like Nate's. They run different systems, they run different stuff, but they're both coaches that you want to go play for. I mean, you want to go dive for loose balls for this guy, and just do your best to help that guy win. So I think certainly we know more about what Nate's done with rebuilding his roster now than Bruce is. But, Pearl will have a good team put together by the time they roll them out next November, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's talking about the Florida Gators. What's impressive about them, they had 0 top 100 recruits on their roster, 0, and they win the national championship. That's pretty impressive to me. When I saw them go into Auburn and beat Auburn there, when I thought Auburn was unbeatable, that's when I said they're going to win it all. And they were very fortunate to do it, but they did it. They got it done. And I got to give credit to Houston and their coach. I think he does a great job. They play hard.
They do.
Houston plays hard. They're a physical basketball team, no doubt about that. Did you enjoy the Final Four?
I thought it was one of the best Final Fours I've ever seen. I mean, I thought the two games on Saturday were just incredible. Florida's comeback win was, Clayton was phenomenal. And then Houston, what they did to Duke. Duke, obviously, a team that was, not prepared for the moment. And all because you've got the Duke on the front of your jersey, doesn't mean in a game pressure situation that you're not susceptible to, to just kind of gagging a little bit, And that's kind of what they did. Although Houston, just kind of took the fight to them and just would refuse to lose. And then the final, Houston got up by 12. But because Florida has come back so many times in this tournament alone, I never felt like they were out of the game. And I never felt like Clayton was out of the game. He always kept his head in the game. He was always doing other things to make his team, get baskets, even though he was not getting any baskets. And then he scored 11 points, in the second half in very crucial situations. And he was just a terrific force, in that tournament this year.
With Auburn being number one, it seemed like almost the entire year, with the name just Kentucky, then you got Tennessee played well, 14 teams being put into the tournament. The Final Four, we had 2 from the SEC. Is this the best year ever in SEC basketball? You've been covering it for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. And, you had, I think you have 4 teams in the Elite Eight, right? and then you had two teams playing each other in the Final Four for the first time ever. And so, I mean, that was amazing. And I don't know. I look at SEC basketball as, you know, they made a statement this year, and now it's kind of they look over to the football teams and they go, all right, what do you got? What do you got?
Yeah,
you know, you need to step up your game in the college football playoff, and you know, show us what you guys got.
Yeah, it's the first time in 20 years that the SEC failed to reach the national championship game back-to-back seasons. It's times have changed, man. Times have changed. What else? I want to go back to Auburn football real quick. Actually, well, no, I'm gonna jump on Auburn baseball. You know, I was kind of like getting ready to get disappointed in them, and then they played Alabama, which Alabama was ranked higher. They won that series. They beat Bama twice. I guess Auburn's. I guess this is the competition they were playing. I think Auburn's baseball is still right up there with Bama, or better.
Well, we saw this happen last year. They played the last weekend of the series of the season, and Alabama came in there higher ranked. Auburn had been struggling, you know, and then Auburn just took 2 out of 3 of them, you know. And whenever these two teams get together in anything, I mean, it's not just a cliche thing. You can throw out the record books. So Friday, when Auburn tattooed them, you know, 10-0 in game 1. And I think maybe Alabama got a couple of hits maybe in that game. They got run ruled, which, you know, was just kind of an embarrassing moment, you know, for the Tide to not only not score, but then you get run ruled. But they managed to salvage a game in the series on Saturday. But then here's Auburn. They passed them in the polls. They're 11th, and Alabama's 12th going into the weekend.
Jeff, what do you hear about Auburn football? I'm hearing good. One thing I did hear through the grapevine, I heard their offensive line is going to be pretty good. That was one thing they've, you know, the quarterback running for their life and things like that. I'm hearing their offensive line is going to be pretty good. What are you hearing about Auburn football?
Well, I think we've heard these things in the past about the offensive line, and I think Auburn fans they kind of want to see. All right, let's see. You brought these quarterbacks in. You know, you better have an offensive line that can step up there to protect them. The positive things that I'm hearing about Auburn in the spring, and it comes down to one player. I'm hearing more buzz, not about Jackson Arnold, not about Deuce Knight, but about the defensive lineman Jordan Crawford from Parker High School, who's just been killing it in practice, just overpowering people. And they say in the weight room, this guy's throwing just phenomenal weight, you know, and just killing it in the weight room. And he's going to be a force, I think, this year in the league.
No doubt. All right. What's their game plan for the spring football? Are they going to do like similar to Alabama, or is it going to be kind of different? What are they doing at Auburn?
It will be. It'll be a practice. You know, Hugh laid it out yesterday, and there were a bunch of things that an old basketball player wouldn't understand, but an old football coach would. And but he laid out the plan yesterday, and it looks very similar to what Alabama's doing. You know, just some practice drills and then, but you know, just I think they want to make it. They want to make it a practice that's not boring. They want to make it a practice that's, you know, that's kind of entertaining. You know, because there are going to be people watching. But I think people want to see, you know, football teams that are just, you know, throwing it and catching it and not dropping any balls and looking crisp out there, which is what you should be 15 practices into a spring.
Jeff, I apologize if you already answered this question, but are there charges for this for Auburn or Alabama to these spring game activities?
Admission's free to both. I'm pretty sure about that. I checked that earlier in the week, but you know, look, if you're not playing a spring game and then you're going to charge people to come see practice, right? That would be wow.
Yeah, that's my point.
That'd be a sure way to make me stay home.
Hey, is Julio Jones going to be up there in Tuscaloosa this weekend signing autographs? I know they do that for former players. He just, you know, he's retired. I just wonder if he's going to be one of the guys going to be there.
Well, I've not heard that, but you know what? We talked about this on the Zone the other day and asked the guys, who are on with me. I said, who was the more important recruit in the Nick Saban era? Was it Julio Jones or was it Tua Tagovailoa, who kind of started that run of five-star quarterbacks? And the two guys, without hesitation, said Julio Jones.
No doubt.
Julio Jones got it going there, got the process going, as they say.
Yeah.
And Julio will always be loved by Alabama fans for being the first guy to buy in.
Yeah. I tell them they get it right. They know what they're talking about, no doubt. Hey, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you like you wouldn't believe. We will talk to you next Friday. You have a great week.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, buddy. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Man, we got so many of them. Jason, let's start with you. Max Food Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations. You can go there at night, daytime, and feel safe.
Yeah, and we have a free sample bar at both our locations, so you can come out and try products. If you're looking for a new pre-workout protein, intra-workout, post-workout product, we got vitamins, greens, we got liver products, heart support, test boosters. We got a little bit of everything, but we do have our free sample bar. We also have a certified sports nutritionist on staff. We also have our InBody 570 that can help track results. So when we put you on a plan, we can show you over time the results that you're getting and track your skeletal muscle. It's a really good tool for the high school kids. I know Coach Brown over at Bay High has been sending a lot of his kids in. We've been doing their scans, putting them on a program, so they're working hard in the weight room this offseason. So seeing a lot of results with them. We have a lot of other schools that also send their guys in as well. But we're located on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. I'll be there all day today if you want to come in and talk to me and pick my brain, get some samples on stuff. And then we have a location in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
I tell you what, if over to Lynn Haven, get out to Beef Over Braised Lynn Haven, have a great meal. They do a wonderful job there. Also, the best entertainment in the Southeast almost every day during spring break, but right now, especially tonight, Newbies on the Curve. Go watch all sporting events. Head down to the Mothership. Have a great time. John and Charlotte, they're going to make sure you're going to have a great time. Great security there. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you. And I tell you what, these electrical bikes are taking over the world. It's incredible how many I see now. Steve Bike Shop over there, they're located on 1924 Southwest 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. They've been serving Bay County since 1979. They do an incredible job. Steve's a youth league swim coach, does an incredible job with that. But they fix used bikes, regular type bikes, electric bikes. They can do it all right there, right across from Sam's. Go check it out. We'll be right back. 104.3. We get back the man, the myth, the legend, Vandegrift, Kyle Vander. He looked good, buddy. He looked handsome. Be right back.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. The road is yours. Let spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and check out the 2025 SUV family. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. And now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at Bill Bird Kia, PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust at Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage, $1,748 per month per 1,000 financed in 60 months. Qualities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/25.
Hewitt Tire and Auto. Call 850-769-7323. Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Need a tow? Call Billy at Hometown Towing, 850-265-1562.
I'd like to introduce.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Milk was a bad choice.
If I could just have your attention.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
If anyone wants to switch jobs, let me know.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
I have many leather-bound books.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I like what Wildcat's got on today. He got some big muscles in them arms.
Sexy man.
Yeah, he is very sexy.
You got a gun permit for the gun?
Yeah. You know,
Welcome to the gun show, baby.
I owe this to Jason Koleski because I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do any kind of exercising at all until he got me on that. What's that stuff called?
Joint boost.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, are you going to record your commercials day after the show?
No, I didn't get to write it out. I've been really busy, so... Was that Randy?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell him I apologize, but next Tuesday for sure.
Yeah. I tell you what, the Vandergrift family, legendary family here in Bay County. Don, his dad, legendary coach, his mother, unbelievable. Love that lady.
Shout out to Judy V.
Yeah. I mean, the things they've done, the lives they've impacted here is incredible. And they've raised some good kids, and you guys, I'm proud of you boys.
Is he one of them?
He's definitely.
Jury's still out.
I tell you, I'm proud of everything you do. You turn to go. I really believe that. Talk about I want to start out with the local 115.
Yes, sir.
What made you think about even doing it? And you've never owned one before.
Very low IQ.
That's what I said about 2 years ago.
Not a real good test score.
Got a 7 on my ACT.
Jinx middle school education.
Right.
That's good.
Product of Don V. No, it started off with it was like a holdings company that I was a silent investor in, and then it kind of turned into taking the shoulder of it and kind of putting the vision and the financial construction capacity together to come up with the vision. And from the very beginning, we thought that the vision was perfect for downtown. Mm-hmm. And so we kept pushing it, and then we hit every single obstacle that you could think of, having to rebuild the gear on the power. I mean, from them tearing up the sewer line to closing off the force main to, I mean, you name it. We had to jump through that hoop, and it wound up pushing it back a year of construction all the way through.
Yeah.
But we finally got open, getting a pretty good turnout. Hoping for this construction. Shout out to Stephen Clements, CBC Contracting. They are crushing it downtown Harrison Avenue and getting it done at a super high-speed pace. Man, that thing's going to look great. It is. And more traffic's coming. They're doing more festivities down there. They're doing more events. Now's the season. At the end of the month, we have what's called the Redfish Film Festival. It's huge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people coming from many different states. There'll be probably 10,000 people.
Wow.
For that weekend.
You're buying.
They and one of the things I wanted to promote is we have our own beer called the Redfish Ale.
Okay.
Redfish Red. It's an amber ale, and it's $3 this whole month. And you come down there and support the Redfish Film Festival, watch some sports, get some wings and oysters.
$3 beer. Sign me up.
Yeah, it's good beer. It's an amber.
How's everybody like the Tommy Oliver?
Tommy Oliver is our biggest seller, besides Ultra.
Yeah.
Is that made here locally?
It's made in Freeport.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so you know Props Craft?
I think so.
Brewery, right off 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great guys.
Yeah.
Great guys.
And we set the record straight with the Tommy Oliver draft beer down there that the price stays the same. It does not go up.
Yeah. $4.
Yeah.
Stay there. That's the price point.
I tell you another thing. We don't have yet. I think they're talking about starting at the Bay County Hall of Fame, but it is really here. It's down there at your restaurant. You've got coaches from every sport. What I love about it's not just football. You got all the sports.
We got cheerleading.
Yeah, everything.
We got volleyball.
Everything.
We got soccer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Jonathan Hammond, the GOAT. Arnold Soccer. I mean,
my God.
Dude, that guy is unbelievable. Grew up with him. Really great guy. He's got a charity called Firm Foundations that he's working with, God and soccer and teaching these kids.
Wow.
Shout out to Jonathan Hammond, man. He's a killer.
Glenn takes credit for the state championship because he coached him at Bay.
Yeah, that sounds
Glenn
about
always
right.
finds a way to
That's
take
like you in
credit.
Alabama.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Go Tornadoes, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Don't clap. Don't clap.
Oh, he's an Arnold guy. I forgot. This is where we split.
One thing I do
Tennis
love, you got
clap
down there, the 1966 Bay High roster.
Yeah.
That is
fantastic.
I love stuff
got
like
that from
that.
Coach Don Deaton.
Yeah, I love stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He's a goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is,
Yeah.
no doubt.
And Coach Cobb, my quarterback coach back in high school, won state championship, 76, I believe, 75?
Yep.
If you have not been down there, go check it out. And summertime, we don't even try to go to Pier Park. Our summertime is over in St. Andrews. That's where we hang out during the summertime. I can't deal with the traffic. I can't. So we come in town all summer long, and we always go to the market they have down there.
Yeah, it's
and
a great
now
farmers market.
When the summer gets here, we'll be down at your place probably every Saturday around 11:30, something like that.
That's typically when we have music starting to pop off. People are coming off the farmers market and wanting to grab a bite, get something to drink.
Julie swears the best crab cake she's ever had, and I've heard other people say the exact same thing, is there at your place.
We're proud of them, and it's different because nothing's fried there,
Yeah.
It's kind of a healthier option that we got. And the way we do it is, we have a salamander and an oven, and the way they prepare it and present it, the remoulade and all that good stuff. It's a pretty good presentation. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really good. The gumbos, I always get the gumbo. What did you get?
You are the guru of gumbo.
Yeah, it's good.
I got the tuna fish sandwich. And something that never gets mentioned is the bread that they make their sandwiches on.
Yeah,
there's something different about it. I don't know what it is, but there's nothing
What
like
is it?
So it's a typical bread, but I think the salamander and the press has a lot to do with it. It just gives it a better
the texture.
It's kind of like a better crunch texture combination once you put everything together. I'm not the creative guy, so I got a couple other partners that
if you
tend to focus on that.
Give you a shout out to your partners.
Yeah, so we have we got a few partners. We've got Greg, Justin, Con, and Graham. Graham's our operating partner. He kind of runs the day-to-day. I kind of work with him on the finances and whatnot, and the other guys they're a little more on the creative. They tend to work the back of the house with the guys coming up with the menu and stuff like that. I can't even have half the menu. I've got that dairy allergy that put me in the hospital. So.
Kyle, I just want to give you a shout out because I've known James Hale since 1990, and in that time I have never known ever anywhere at any point James Hale to eat healthy. Okay? So the fact that you're saying that there's nothing fried?
Yeah, nothing's fried.
And you get James Hale in the door, you got to be doing something right. Because
so listen, nothing fried. The meals don't come with a toy. There's no chicken fingers and a toy at the end.
A toy.
God,
the coloring book.
We can't mention it.
How about onion rings for Wildcat? Do they have onion rings down there?
No,
they're not fried.
No onion rings.
Well, that's right. It's fried. What
You
am I
get 3
saying?
Tommy Olivers and Coach
I'll
Hale.
take that tuna fish sandwich any day.
Now, you're doing something.
Number one seller is the tuna dip. That's made
I like the tuna
That's
dip.
D's.
They got chips with it. That's good. That's some good stuff.
No, that's our buddy D's.
This is what I've been doing lately, Jim Bob. Half water, half unsweet tea. And I get that or gumbo down at your place.
Yeah, gumbo's
Julie always gets the crest. She's going to get that every single time.
Unsweet tea.
Yeah, that's mom too.
It's brown water, bro.
I know, but it's got a little taste compared to just water.
No.
All right, I got to ask you this. A couple of things about the restaurant. You've opened up for a while. You kind of figuring things out. You change your hours, the days you're open. Cover that.
Yeah, so we're Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 9. And, we'll probably do some special events. I'm thinking about doing UFC. Whenever we have the UFC 3, I don't know what it's on right now, 313, 315, something like that. So I put it on Facebook to see if we would get any sort of feedback on it. Getting a little bit of feedback. There's an underground community of UFC fans that want to go somewhere besides Buffalo Wild Wings.
I don't think it's underground. It's just gotten so expensive to buy the fights now.
Yeah.
$80. I mean, sometimes 90 if you don't, buy them. And for me, I watch every single one, so I could spend $360 in a month.
Exactly.
Go down there, get a meal, pay maybe an entry fee or whatever. It saved me.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. Like $5 entry fee.
Right, yeah.
Grab a beer,
For sure.
a couple beers or something like that. So maybe Harrison Avenue, and then also too. there's the service industry crowd. They kind of get off about 10:30. Well, we're allowed to stay open much later than that. So, I mean, there's been some talk about some, other things besides, maybe shutting the kitchen down and having more of just like a bar bites kind of deal where it's, like a fish or the tuna dips and some chips and queso and some beers. And,
but y'all never run anybody out. If you got people in there, you let them stay.
Yeah, no, we'll let them stay. Yeah.
I like that.
No.
All right, real quick, talk about the oysters for the coaches. I might have screwed that up. How's that work? Any coach?
Yeah, so if you have ever coached or past or present, you will get $15 oysters. That's our thank you to you for being, coming from a coach's son.
Yeah.
I know how impactful and influential coaches are. And, like we were here last time with my partner, Justin, he didn't have a dad.
Yeah.
And so his coaches, Conrad Moon, Glenn Manley, Jim Scroggins. I mean, they were, my dad, they were father figures for him, and they helped shape him. And then when he got into the military, it just shot him off. And, shout out to Jay and I.
Hold your thoughts right there. We got to take a break. The local 115 historical Panama City on Harrison Avenue. Go check it out. I think you'll love it. I really
$15 oysters for coaches.
Not bad
pretty
at
good.
all.
Sounds pretty good.
Premiums.
Jason,
I think I
Jason's
coached at Bay High one year. I can't remember.
$15.
Hey, there you go.
That'll work. Somebody that knows the coach.
I'll bring my mom in there. She'll buy me some.
Oh, and the kids, if you play sports for Panama City Parks and Recreations, any of the leagues, kids eat free.
Oh, wow.
Through May.
Wow.
Through May. But your parents need to come in and spend some money. Don't be cheap.
Right.
Jason, I'll give you the opportunity. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Where are you located?
So we're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village next to Black Sheep Armory and Taziki's, and in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We do have our big bodybuilding show this weekend, Saturday in Destin. So the morning show starts at 10 a.m. The night show starts at 6 p.m. A lot of good competitors over there. So if you're in the Destin area, get out to that and check it out. And then tonight we'll be at Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu at the weigh-ins for Impact Promotions, big fight this weekend. Yeah, so Saturday's a big fight at Edgewater for Impact. We support them. We've been sponsoring their fights for a long time. They got a lot of good local fighters.
How many fights?
I think almost 30 this time. Yeah, it's a huge card.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's a big card. So if you guys are in the area, grab a ticket, come out there. Really fun event, and check it out.
And don't forget, skin cancer can be deadly. You're out in it right now. Go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes can save your life. He's got offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Dr. Ward, listen to him every Wednesday right here, 7:30 on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. Kyle Vandergriff, Jim Brandt, Jason Kowaleski, and Wildcat himself.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Tonight, the Atlanta Braves kick off a 3-game series versus the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Marcel tags one to deep left field, and it's nothing but the taillights on that thing.
First pitch coming up at 5:50. We'll have live play-by-play from George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. Listen to the Braves all season long in a rich audio experience right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind around 16 miles per hour out of the west-northwest and the high of 75. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 57. Tomorrow, a high around 71 and sunshine. Sunday, very warm with a high of 72 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House's 3-year anniversary party is going down this Saturday. How fast can you eat crawfish? Enter the crawfish eating contest. Women's contest at 4, open championship at 6. Entry is $25. Plus 3-pound crawfish trays all day, just $20 at Lone Star Boil House. Live music, DJs, raffles, and free beer samples from 1 to 4 with Oyster Brewing. Panama City's biggest party is Saturday at Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Klinger, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you. Serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Bonafide and qualified.
Live and local from the Jane Michaels Studio.
Certified.
From the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You know, that's not the only thing you're dealing with. One thing I have interest in is getting closer and closer for us to get a new roof. You know, I just got my insurance. They're going to drop me if I don't go buy a new hot water heater.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's 15 years old, and they say you
100%.
So I just purchased that. The roof is one thing I know I got some things to be done.
We also own a plumbing company too.
So if you need, I didn't even know that.
Any of that.
Let's focus on the roofing right now.
Yep.
What type do you do? All roofing?
Yeah, you name it. You name it. From shingles to metal, TPO, modified bitumen. We're at Tyndall Air Force Base. We're on 4 different schools right now. We have a residential division. We work with the homeowner, come up with sort of design concepts and work through that. We also do a lot of commercial in the private sector as well.
We're close to the water over in Bay Point. What would you just, like people on the beach, what would you go with these different types?
Well, as far as economy base goes, I mean, I would just stick with a nice dimensional shingle. I mean, they last well, depending on how close you are to the water. Depends on what type of metal you're going to have. You know, if you're within 1,500 feet, you need to go with an aluminum, not a galvalume or a steel, because it's going to, oxidize and corrode much quicker than a aluminum type of roof because it's got the alloy in it.
Yeah, somebody told me one time the problem with getting those, you got to go back so often and tighten them back. Is that true?
Yeah, so they say after 10 years you want to pull the fasteners out on an exposed fastener system and go back in with new, because of the neoprene washers, the sun not deplasticize, the neoprenes crack, basically.
Yeah, and I'm sure price is has a lot to do with what people pick.
Yeah, for sure. And the most economy based is obviously shingle.
Okay.
So.
Well, if you do a house, you come in, you measure out, you look at it, how quickly can you get your crew out there and get it done? I know you guys are busy, but
it takes about a week or so to get a permit. Once we get a contract, it takes about a week or so, and then another few days to get the house dropped, and then the crew can be out there relatively quick.
Yeah.
So we normally say about a 3-week lead time.
Yeah, I've heard you guys do really good work, these roofs. But heck, you can do anything. You design, build, commercial, residential. You guys can do anything.
Yeah, so we're a general contractor, but we specialize in roofing. That's kind of what I cut my teeth on. I was a federal government roofing contractor for 17 years before I got my general contractor's license. So for the last 5 years, I've been doing GC and roofing.
All right, I want to ask you this, totally out in left field, but tornadoes. In Florida, you can't have a basement. There are people now building these safe rooms. I've seen people in Alabama where a house was destroyed, and it wasn't probably but 5 yards from the back door, and it was a weird-looking building. Not building, I don't know what you really call it.
Yeah, it's called hardening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do those?
I mean, we've done some for some commercial applications. We haven't done any in residential, but basically what that means is you're putting the
I'm thinking about it, yeah.
You're building like CMU blocks. You're filling them all up with heavy gauge rebar. You're making it thicker, and then that's kind of like your safe room. But then you can also do, like, we built the Ark of the Bay, which is in Lynn Haven. I don't know if y'all know what the Ark of the Bay is, but it's a great charity run by Ron Sharp. And we did the hardening on that building where we filled every cell, because typically it's every fifth cell,
Yeah.
Put rebar through every other cell, filled it all the way up. And so that thing is a fortress for those kids. It's adults with disabilities. Matter of fact, I think it's got 8 adults living in it right now. They just opened it up at the first of the year.
Wow.
So we were proud to be a part of that with BGN.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I brought this up, in Alabama, this thing's taken off. people are scared of weather up there. I'm one of them.
Yeah,
and
because of the tornadic activity.
People getting killed left and right, and those things you can't run from.
No.
So
there's no warning.
I think people here are scared.
With a hurricane, they're like, "Hey, it's 48 hours out."
Right.
Hey,
yeah,
it's 24 hours out.
Yeah, and people
a tornado. It's like, what is that noise?
Right.
Jim Cantor's in your neighborhood. That's a good.
Yeah, get out. If he's there, leave.
I think that would be something people here would be interested in because everybody here's scared of it too after going through Michael. What would you suggest if you want can you build a safe room and somebody's house is already standing?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely could. It's just, what's your pocketbook going to be able to withstand?
Is it real expensive?
Yeah, because one, it's the engineering behind what you're trying to accomplish. So that's a whole different set of drawings that are not incorporated into a typical a set of structural drawings and architectural drawings, right? So you're going to have to kind of go above and beyond because it's not a commodity-based engineering plan. It's a specialized engineering plan.
Custom design, one of a kind.
So,
yeah. I'm going to get up with you about that. I mean, there's probably other options besides that.
It's bigger footers, it's thicker walls, it's more hardened.
Is it metal?
I would not do any of that out of metal or wood.
Coach likes more.
Nothing combustible or anything. It would be 100% block.
And they work. The ones I've seen in Alabama, they actually work.
They can resist up to 250 mile per hour winds.
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically making a bunker,
right?
An elevated bunker.
Yeah. Well, if I could afford it, I'd like to have one of those. I'll be honest with you. I get nervous in that.
Put your helmet on in there.
Matter of fact, I just
get the jacuzzi.
Just had a mistake here. Anyway, we got a caller. Yeah.
No, it was just a question. They wanted to know the address of 115.
Oh, it's 115 Harrison Avenue. We're pretty original with the name. 115 Harrison Avenue.
I have a question for you from the one and only
Mr. Tourist.
Eugene Glenn Manley.
Uh-oh.
Ask him who is the best punter kicker. Josh?
Man, I would say that I had my moments, but consistently, Josh was a much better athlete than I could have ever been. Well, 100%.
Yeah.
But I did have I had some great moments, and then also in college I had a couple games where we were able to pin them down in coffin corner and save the W. But consistently, Josh for sure.
Now, you or Glenn?
Well, Glenn's the GOAT. So
he's a GOAT, the old GOAT.
Coach Manley's the GOAT. That's all there is to it.
How much time we got? All right. Well, is your mom? We're going to get her to run for anything else?
No,
Is she done?
no,
she's over.
She's running.
You want
for
a babysitter.
Granny.
You want her to be home babysitter.
I told her you're not running for Lynn Haven again.
Oh my God,
give it up. I need Granny back. Hey, can I give a shout out to my charity?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right. So on Easter, we're doing a raffle drawing for a GNU fishing boat. It's $25. You can go on Facebook. It's Unsanctioned Footprints. That's our 501c3. It supports our mission work down in Honduras. We just got done building a school down there. We've been roofing a hospital for 9 years consecutively, section by section. And the money goes to great things. It's $25. So the GNU fishing boat's brand new. It's probably a $15,000 boat. We're raffling it away on Easter. It's through a charitable GoFundMe called Zephy. So you just go on to Facebook, Unsanctioned Footprints, click the link, and you can get a ticket. It's $25, and for a chance to win a nice flats fishing boat. It's perfect for trout, redfish. You get up in those little gullies, those canoes.
I got to ask something before you get off today. I want you to give a shout out to her. Your wife is beautiful. She is a sweetheart. She's a great mother.
Yeah, I outkicked my coverage.
I was going to say, he had outkicked.
She is. She's
great.
First time I met her, I thought, I like this kid.
Yeah, she's great. Great mother, comes from a fantastic family.
Tell her about her name.
Jazz Lee Vandergrift. She's a nurse at Ascension Bay Medical.
Yeah.
And she's up there. She's just got a passion to take care of people.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's give one more shout. Where we're going to go eat today?
Local 115, located on 115 Harrison Avenue. It's great. Y'all come out there, get a Tommy Oliver Redfish Ale, $3. If you're a coach, get some oysters, 15 bones.
Yep.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Tonight, the Atlanta Braves kick off a 3-game series versus the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Marcel tags one to deep left field, and it's nothing but the